7 a.m., Chonyi Division, Kilifi District. It's home to about 3,000 people. Life has not changed much from the way they used to do things in the past. One of the residents of Chonyi is 48-year-old Tsuma Murima, who has lived here since he was born.
I decided to get tested because my wife wasn't feeling well. For over a year, she was frequently falling sick. She took medicine but never got well. At the end, she was bedridden.
Over the last 6 years since he found out he was HIV positive, his life changed.
When I was diagnosed as HIV positive, I was so stressed. I was disillusioned. I used to hear imaginary voices talking to me. At times, I had suicidal thoughts.
Marcela Murima has been married to Tsuma for 26 years. Things haven't always been easy.
When I was diagnosed, I couldn't believe that I would survive, even if my husband was to divorce or accept me.
A tough reality to deal with, especially in marriage. The knowledge of who infected the other even harder.
I used to work far from my home, and many times I could not make it to come back home as often. I used to visit once in 2 or 3 months, so that might have contributed to my infection. Because how could I abstain for that long?
I also wasn't faithful, so I don't know whom to blame.
After knowing her status, Marcela made a decision to leave.
I went and informed my parents of my status, but I refused to take ARVs. But my husband came and encouraged me to take the medicine. I would have died. I have lived on for 6 years now with my positive status. I can go digging and I can do other chores too. Some people gossip about our HIV status, and some even still fear it. But I see it's just like any other disease.
A husband and a father of 6, life has not been easy. Because of his HIV status, he lost his job, which was his main source of income.
The government should recognize and help those living with HIV virus. I lost my job, yet I have 6 children to take care of. Life is hard. If there is any organization that can hire me, I'll work wholeheartedly.
However, the couple's status has not changed how they live.
The most important thing to worry about now is how to take care of our children, and I'm happy that my wife and I live in harmony.
According to the Kenya AIDS Indicator Survey 2007, 1 out of 10 married couples is living with HIV. Among married people who are living with HIV, almost half have a partner who is not infected. The District AIDS and STI Coordinator in Kilifi District says HIV in marriages continue to grow every day.
Many couples, be it a woman and a man, have extramarital affairs outside their homes.
With 70,000 new infections every year in Kenya, Meshach admits that there could be a disconnect.
Either we are not teaching the correct way, or people are not adhering to the AB as we teach.
AB stands for abstinence and being faithful. The 2007 Kenya AIDS Indicator Survey shows only 1 in 3 people between the ages of 15 and 64 know their HIV status.
Kenya is signatory to most of the UN submissions, and Kenya agreed that in 2010 it will have tested her citizens 80%. So 80% of Kenyans should know their status by 2010.
This may be hard to achieve. For Murima, behavior change amongst the youth is the way to go.
The youth feel they should not be given advice by anyone. They don't believe that HIV and AIDS is real. They have a saying, it's either the car gets spoiled in an accident or the driver dies.
Young people are not always aware that their actions may affect the future. With this in mind, Mrima is using lessons from his past to reach out to others.
Many are getting tested, especially after I visit them.
Every day that comes and goes is important for the Mrima family. It shows challenges overcome and marks the beginning of a brand new day. For Eyewitness News, I'm Violet Otindo.